everyone, and welcome to today's German Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. Today was one of my favorite kind of German Hospital episodes where characters hardly move between scenes, so it's easier for me to keep notes of where everybody is. So let's get right to it because, oh my goodness, I feel like this week's gonna be a good one. At Patrick's place, oh, starting off so strong. He proposes, oh my god, what's gonna happen? He goes through a list of people that want them to get married or like care, and it was like, Emma, Danny, I forget other people, but, he mentioned Elizabeth's name, and it kind of took Sam by surprise a little bit. I thought there was going to be more to it, but it kind of just ended there, right, Ecat? It's kind of sweet, but I'm not really rooting for them. I don't think a lot of people are, especially considering what we're getting up to, what we're gearing up to. Right, Ecat? That's Ecat, by the way. Oh, she's hesitating. He asks why, but in a nice way, and she says it's because of Jason, and that she thinks it's the timing to apparently tomorrow would be her and Jason's 4-year wedding anniversary. So yeah, might not be the best time to get engaged. He apologizes and says he understands. He asks if tomorrow was just a normal day and had nothing to do with Jason, would she say yes? Which is pretty much just asking the question again, but rephrasing it, as we say in the legal jargon community. So like, stop. Oh, Ecat, don't do that. Oh, stop. So she says she loves him, but she doesn't want to answer like this. Even though they continue to talk, he still tries to get her to answer. And I don't like this low-key stuff he does, because he does it a lot, and it's one of the main things that annoys me about him. At the Quartermains, Maxie, Dillon, and Tracy are there, and they talk about how much of a surprise it is that Paul came through for them, and they think Paul went to see Lomax. Maxie brings up the sparks between Paul and Tracy, and poor Dillon having to hear Maxie and Tracy talk about Paul and Tracy. It's just, oh, every person's worst nightmare. Tracy starts to delve into Paul's shady dealings and his past, and then Maxie mentions on her like shady scale smuggling firearms across the border, like from this to smuggling firearms across the border. And it's pointed out that that's a very specific example, which makes me pretty much close to 100% sure that's what Sonny does. For the past few weeks, I've been just kind of bringing up, like, what does Sonny do? And I'm, like, 100% sure now, so I'm going to drop it. So, Tracy tells how Paul was... Tracy tells how Paul was strong-armed into the cartel, and how he's happy he's out of it. And Maxie wonders why Tracy won't be with him, and she says she's been burned so much and is going to proceed cautiously, and Dillon agrees with that approach. And they talk a little about how much Tracy and Paul do or do not have in common, which their main thing they have in common is they share Dillon, and they're both really rich. That's really it. And Maxie brings up that Tracy smiles when she's around Paul, and she's like, I do not. And Dillon's like, yeah, you do actually. Just saying. Ava's place, aka Julian's place, aka who lives anywhere anymore, I'm not sure. So Paul is at the door and has the recording. Okay. Paul kind of gets her to agree to let him in so they can talk. She assumes he wants money, and he's like, no, I want something more complicated than money. And at this point from his tone, I'm like, oh my goodness, did he shoot Sonny? Like, is he involved in this? So he tells her that she and him are going to run the Jerome organization together. Paul tells Ava that he's the one targeting Sonny, and Ava is surprised because she really did think it was Julian. So then he admits to shooting Sonny. Oh my god. And she doesn't want to get involved with him, and he's like, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, and pulls out the recording. And she's like, well, what do you want from me? Like, you obviously, like, what do you want from me? At the hospital, Sonny is awake and very, very worried about Morgan. Elizabeth is the nurse taking care of Sonny, at least for the shift. Jake comes to the hospital. He brought Carly coffee, which is just so nice. More people. You know what? In real life, if you know someone named Carly, you should bring her coffee more often. She mentions Morgan So she updated him on Sonny. She mentions Morgan. He wants to know what's going on, and she tells him everything. And she knows Morgan won't survive prison if he kills Julian. So Elizabeth tells Sonny about the updates on his treatments, and Sonny tells Elizabeth that she's glad she got her son back and wishes Jason would know how. And I think it's notable to tell you that one of the updates on his treatment is that since he's getting a little stronger, they have upped his morphine. Apparently, Sonny, so then Elizabeth comes out and she's like, Sonny's asking for you. And Carly's like, alright, I'll go in. And she's like, no, Sonny's asking for Jake. Interesting. At the penthouse, Michael and Milo arrive. They ask TJ where Morgan is. TJ plays dumb. Then says, would it be the worst thing if Morgan roughed up Julie and Jerome? And Michael's like, fun story. TJ, Morgan has a gun, so it'd be a lot more than roughing up. So he tells Michael that Morgan was there. Very interesting, though. Michael says, it's either going to be a big mess or a small mess, and I'm going to deal with it either right now or clean it up on the other side of this, which pretty much, he's saying, like, if Morgan kills Julie and Jerome, I'm going to cover it up. So are you going to save me that trouble or not? So, if anything, Michael's deeper in the Bob than he's, like, almost ever been. Like, this is big, okay? Michael yells at TJ. There's no other way around it. Asks him if he knows what he's done and that this isn't, TJ's like, oh, Julian. And Michael's like, yeah, it's not about Julian, it's about Morgan and how Michael isn't going to let him ruin his life and wind up in Pentonville. So, like, do you know where he is or not? At the cabin, Julian and Alexis are leaving. Morgan comes up with a gun. Julian pulls out his gun. Everyone has a gun now except Alexis, so really only 2 people have a gun. Lots of yelling. Alexis wants Julian to put his gun down. He does. Morgan pushes them back inside. Alexis stays in the middle, or towards the middle of this whole thing. Julian says that he had nothing to do with what happened with Sonny. And Alexis tries to talk Morgan down. She brings Sonny into it, how Sonny wouldn't want this. Morgan asks why Julian ran if he was innocent. Good question. And he's like, because I knew Sonny's family would be gunning for me. And Morgan's like, fine then, who shot my father? Eka, what are you doing? Shoot, she's gonna knock this down. Sorry, she just rolled over. It was really cute. So Morgan's like, fine, then who shot my father? He brings up the rival families and how a power vacuum happened when he left. And he says that Charlie was probably paid to blame Julian to throw suspicion off whoever really is. Ding, 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 ding. It's almost like Julian knows more about the life than Morgan does. Go figure, right? So Alexis says Morgan needs to kill her too because she will go to the police and turn Morgan in. And Julian's like, Alexis, stop. Like, just stop. Just stop. End scene. Sam says that she can picture herself married to Patrick one day, and that's all that matters to him. Sonny is talking to Jake, thanks him for showing up, and says, I can always count on you, Jason. Dillon is concerned that Paul isn't back right now. Paul wants to be strictly behind the scenes, the wizard from the Wizard of Oz, as he puts it. So he needs a face for the organization, which is going to be Ava. And Alexis finally does leave. Michael arrives. She tells Michael Morgan's in there with a gun, and boom, gunshot. So, yeah, do with that what you will. And also the promo for tomorrow, I can't wait, because Sonny, apparently is, Sonny, I meant to say the Sonny scene, but Sonny's apparently trying to convince Carly or someone that that's Jason, so it's gonna be interesting. I'm really excited. We're slowly approaching November. But in any event, thank you so much for watching today's video. I can't even, I don't know what I'm saying. If you heard my dog bark, I'm letting her out right now. I just had her out before. She's just crazy. This is my dogless room so that I can film without the barking, as you can tell. But I will see you tomorrow for more General Hospital, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.